Welcome to Ctrl+Alt+Narrate, your go-to source for captivating stories and engaging conversations in the world of digital media. I'm your host, Sneesha, and join us as we learn about the journeys of our incredible guests from the MDM program. So Holly, let's Ctrl+Alt+Narrate your story. Would you like to start by telling everyone about your educational background and introducing yourself?
Hi, I'm Holly. I studied environment sustainability at UBC for my undergrad out in Vancouver. And a little bit about myself, I'd say I'm a pretty just like outgoing and pretty creative person. I grew up playing a lot of sports and in a pretty athletic family. Mm-hmm. So being an athlete is kind of tied to my identity as well, which is kind of unique because it's not really in this program very much. Mm-hmm. But that's something I would say that's kind of important to my identity. I would say just someone who's fun and outgoing, I think is what I try to project.
She's a really cool person, and we'll dive more into your personality as we go. So, first segment, loading Who Are You? What made you choose MDM despite getting other offers?
Actually, so it's kind of interesting. I knew I wanted to go to grad school because I originally wanted to pursue a master's of architecture and then pivoted, but then basically knew that the destination would be some sort of graduate program, just didn't know what that would be. So I looked into a lot of different things, but I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. So I took 2 years in between my undergrad and this program to figure that out. And I kind of narrowed it down to the intersection of creativity, tech, and business. But I didn't necessarily know what that would be. And then I found this program as I was doing all my research and was pretty impressed, and then attended the open house. And the first slide was their triangle of talent, which was creativity, tech, and business. And I was like, oh my God, I think this is pretty spot on to exactly what I was looking for. So here we are, it's been pretty great so far.
And so you looked at other programs too, right? And you got other offers. So what was the
deciding factor?
Yeah.
So I applied to 3 programs, 2 of which were here in Ontario. One was back out west in BC because I had a great experience for my undergrad at UBC in Vancouver. I knew I probably wanted to stay here in Ontario, but I took a chance just in case to revisit out west because it's pretty great out there. But the ultimate deciding factor, I think, between this program and the other program in Ontario was that this one was in person. The other one was from a pretty reputable school and a pretty good program. However, it was online. And one thing I really liked about our program and the advertising and marketing on the website is it said it was all about like your network is your net worth. And it was all about being an entrepreneur and making connections and forming your community. And that was something that I had looked for, being from like outside of Toronto, moving away to a different province and then coming back. I noticed what it's like to have your community and then when you're away from it, building a new one and then again, leaving that one. So I wanted to form a really strong community of creative individuals in Toronto. And that was something that was emphasized on the website. So I was really, really drawn to that. And I think that was, as soon as I realized that that was a possibility with this program, it was hands down, there was no choice. This was where I was coming.
Have you also always been a very outgoing person, like even when you were younger? Because I noticed that you're a really confident speaker. So I'm wondering if you always had that?
I'm actually a little shy sometimes.
Interesting. Okay.
And I think it kind of, I feel like I'm shy in environments that I don't know. Or if someone else, if I'm with and they're more confident, I usually let them take the lead. However, I feel like I'm pretty outgoing in general, and I have a big family and a lot of friends, and like no one's quiet. So that's kind of the environment I grew up in. And it was, my mom is very, very chatty, and I'm basically a double of her.
And you have brothers.
She basically said copy and paste. And so I take after her a lot, and she's very chatty and outgoing. So I think took that personality trait from her. But I do have brothers and they are rowdy. They're great. But my household is busy for sure.
So coming back to school, tell us about our MRP because we're actually working together.
Yes. So this is actually quite exciting because as of today, we are officially 1 week out from the main event that is the focus of our project. So our project is a industry partnership with Overactive Media, which is an esports ownership and entertainment company in Toronto. And they are actually hosting the 2025 Call of Duty League Championship in Kitchener this year. So, and it's actually next week. So Sneesha and I have partnered with them, and we've been creating a fan activation experiment. And the idea or thesis question is essentially to test the digital versus physical fan experience. So our idea is through a loyalty program initiative, we are trying to engage fans who are attending Champs Weekend online and in person to the same extent, and trying to bridge the gap between the various attendance formats. Because as we all know, after COVID and everything moved online, there's a lot of great possibilities and opportunities for things that you can attend online, but there's also a lot being said of like the value of being in person. And we're trying to bridge the gap between the two of those for the Call of Duty League Championship. So as of right now, we're 1 week out, which is very exciting. We've been working on this project since December. I would say all of our ducks are in a row. We're almost done. We have a few final things to figure out before
the actual event itself.
Before we leave for Kitchener next week. But I think we're on a good track. Next weekend's going to be pretty chaotic. We're there for 4 days, and throughout the weekend we'll be overseeing our whole contest and helping fans and navigating things and just basically executing our project. And then afterwards it's go time to write our paper.
40 pages, by the way.
But I think we'll be fine. We've got a lot of content to write about.
I just don't like essays because I did a very research-based undergrad, and I don't like writing at all.
It'll be a lot. The only good thing is, I mean, we get to divide it together, which is great. And then also, I think if we break it up into the sense of like our research phase, our development phase, how the actual event went, the results, what that means, our like review of it afterwards or reflection, like that's a lot of content to write about. So I think we'll be fine.
And also for context, she's been my pillar of calmness and stability throughout this entire project. Anytime I'll panic, I'll be like, "Holly," she'll be like, "Sneesha," and we'll be fine. So that's basically how our entire project is going.
But it's been fine so far. So I think we're good.
It's been going great. I think
chaotic, but I think we're on track. My biggest fear was in April when I was like, oh no, we're only 2 months away. We have so much to do. But now we're a week away and I'm not panicking the way I was 2 months ago. So
yes, exactly.
I think we've got our feet on the ground, which is good.
And it helps that we're both type A personalities that are super organized, and we both love our spreadsheets. So we've created so many Google Docs, so many folders. We're just very organized. And I think that also really helps in trying to write our thesis later. But in terms of your other projects going on, you had something related to fitness and health. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah. So I would say when I think of big projects in my life, I think one thing I'm like always actively working on is myself. And a big part of that is just like fitness and health and wellness for myself. Because I know when I've got that organized, it makes me feel a lot better. And growing up in a pretty athletic household, sports were kind of always part of my life, whether it was at school and being on all the school teams or going to practice afterwards or hockey nights like on Saturday with my dad. It was kind of all based around sports. So then I played sports growing up. I played hockey, lacrosse, actually tried kind of everything. I tried volleyball, tried basketball, tried swimming, gymnastics, figure skating.
You tried gymnastics too?
Yeah, I wasn't very good at it. My best friend was really good at it, but I wasn't.
My sister is a gymnastics coach.
Oh, wow. Good for her. That's impressive. Coaching is hard, but it's rewarding. I tried a little bit of that, but
she works with a lot of kids, and her stories are my entertainment every
day. I coached a little bit when I was in my undergrad. I coached high school students, but so I wasn't dealing with little kids. But that was actually really rewarding. I feel like I connected with them pretty well, and they all did really great. So that was a good experience. But yeah, since I eventually switched to track and cross country, like long distance running in high school, and then carried that into university at UBC. I ran on the varsity teams, which was a lot of work, but a lot of fun. Made some really, really great friends and great memories with my teammates. So I'm super, super grateful about that. But after university and no longer having a team, I was kind of like, oh my gosh, like, what's my identity? Who am I? Well, I don't have a team anymore. So I've transitioned into like the gym, which I've found has been super, super rewarding, and a lot of fun. And it's fun when you have different projects and aspects of your life, but it's kind of fun when one of them's like yourself.
Yes.
And one thing, like I've started weightlifting like 2 years ago, which is a whole new thing that I wasn't doing very much. I did a little bit of it at school with our training coaches.
Right.
But I kind of had to learn it on my own afterwards. But it's been kind of fun because I feel like as opposed to other sports or other activities where like running, it's your pacing and your times get quicker. Or let's say it's hockey, your stick handling gets better. With like lifting and exercising and being at the gym, you notice it's like, oh my gosh, like I can lift more weight, or which is kind of intuitive, but it's like, oh my God, okay, like I have a little bit of a bicep now. Just like, whoa. And like I can do more push-ups. Whoa. Which like obviously makes sense, but it's kind of actually fun when you get to do those big checklists and it's like, okay, now
and
I
see
can
the visual progress.
Yeah.
Too.
Also, my brothers are like big gym bros, so I try to tag along with them.
Yeah, that's cute though, that you guys kind of have like a relationship that you can share. And I do admire that you're very like, I guess, personal focused, where you're like, I'm going to try and do whatever it takes to improve myself. And I know that you've had battles with trying to, you know, whether it be like get a lot of progress in a short amount of time, or even just keep the motivation to keep going despite being in like a student environment where it's just super hectic. And the fact that you've powered through all of that and you've gotten to a very positive state where you do that to now fuel yourself is awesome. That's where I'm trying to be.
Thanks. I think it honestly comes from habit, and it's so hard to form habits. And like that, the first 3 weeks of like that habit building process is tough. And I feel like I've done like the first week, first 10 days, the first whatever, so many times. But I feel like once you actually get into a good routine, then it kind of, like what you said, kind of fuels you moving forward. And it's definitely a process, but there's been a lot of ups and downs for years about it, but now I feel like I'm in a pretty good place, which has been quite rewarding. And I feel happy about that moving forward in the last like year.
Yeah. Tell us about like how your experience was in Vancouver versus your life compared to what it is now.
Oh my gosh, that's okay. So
loaded question.
Yeah, I feel like, so first of all, Vancouver, very, very cool city. Loved it. Would love to move back at some point in my life. I think the lifestyle out there is just awesome based on the geography and topography. Also that like outdoorsy activity lifestyle is something I really enjoy. However, one thing I noticed about Vancouver that I felt different to me than Toronto was Toronto feels like there's a lot more community. Also, that being said, I will give a little caveat. I like grew up here and have a lot of friends and have a big family. So that could also be me feeling the difference of community here versus there. Right. So that totally could be me. However, one thing I've kind of noticed about attitudes in the city is people in Toronto like love that they're here in Toronto and like celebrate Toronto as a city and Toronto as a community and all the things that Toronto involves. However, I feel like Vancouver, on the other hand, it very much felt like a lot of people were just there because of where it's situated geographically, because of everything that it offers. Because Vancouver is a city, there's the mountains, there's the beach, there's this, there's that. Versus there was less like pride from the city and community, and it felt very much of like people were there because of where it was situated, not because of the city itself. So that was, it just was something I noticed, like an attitude. And it felt like there was less just like community when you were out and about in the city. Versus I feel like here, there seems to be more of like a welcoming vibe. But that being said, I also grew up not in Toronto, but outside the GTA. So But sorry, your question. That was a ramble.
No, it was interesting to hear that perspective. I've never heard someone talk about it like that before. I was going to say, what does your life look like now in comparison to how it was there?
I think first of all, I'm back home living with my family in my parents' house again. So that's a big change versus I was living with friends out in Vancouver. So just different environment. I get along well with my very well with my parents and my brothers. So it's actually really nice to be at home, but it is very different living at home versus living with friends. I had a great relationship with my friends and roommates in BC, and we had a lot of fun. It was a very girly household, which was something that I did not grow up with. So that was really fun for me, like just doing like girl stuff all the time, which was great. But life-wise as well, I think when I was out there, I was very focused on track and like training. And I also didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I was kind of not grasping at straws sounds negative, but I was really unsure of what my path was moving forward. And I would say now I still don't necessarily know, but I have a lot more, I feel like I have a lot more confidence in the direction, even though I don't necessarily know what that destination is. I know that, like, for instance, this program was a really great opportunity and really great stepping stone to get me to that place. And even though I don't know the final destination, I feel like I still am on the right path versus before when I was unsure. It really gave me a lot of anxiety. But I would say now I feel more optimistic about career and my career and how that's going and the connections and network I've made in Toronto so far from this program, which has been really great.
That leads into my next question, actually. What has been your process in figuring out what direction you want to go in career-wise?
Honestly, as much as I hate to say that, and my dad would be like, I told you so.
Hi, Holly's dad.
Networking and coffee chats are really helpful. And as much as I don't like saying it because they give me anxiety, and the process of like reaching out to people on LinkedIn and getting their emails and asking to have a coffee chat and preparing and basically it feels like you're taking time out of someone's day and like asking them to do them a favor, or do you a favor, which is uncomfortable. I really have found a lot of great advice and clarity from talking to people in different industries, because there were quite a few paths that I considered trying and then spoke to people about it and got not the insider scoop, but a little bit more of like, what does the day in your life look like?
Yes.
Or
that's my favorite question to ask, actually.
Or like, what's your work-life balance look like? Because that's something I'm trying to find. And that has honestly been really helpful. Sorry, my nose is itchy.
You're good.
Really helpful for figuring out which path and which direction to go in. And also, just I think actually talking to people and consulting people in the industry and just honestly doing research and trying to find it. Like, obviously looking for jobs and positions online is super complicated.
Especially in this job market.
And a draining task. I find a lot of opportunities are actually going to come through those connections that you make. For instance, I, before applying to this program, did a lot of different coffee chats, met a person who works in architecture in the GTA. And I asked him a lot of questions about like, what does that look like? Because I was considering going back into that path, and realized I didn't want to do architecture. However, he then actually hired me later on as like a part-time contractor to like revamp his social media in LinkedIn.
Awesome.
Just because he needed support doing so, and he had a lot of backlog of information that he wanted to post and wanted to share, and awards he and his team had won that just hadn't been posted, and he wanted help doing so. But for me, it was a great contracting job, and like I never would have had that opportunity
if you hadn't put yourself
if I hadn't asked him to have a coffee chat. So I would say coffee chats and networking has been really helpful.
And it also takes a lot of courage to put yourself out there too. And again, I'm sure the process gets easier as you go on, but that's still something I'm struggling myself in. And I think I got this advice from Jeff, actually. He was like, people love talking about themselves. Always ask about who they are, what they love, what their purpose is. And that gives you room to kind of compose yourself and then ask more questions.
Totally. And I also think if you flip the perspective and you think if someone who was considering applying to this program messaged you on LinkedIn and said, hey, can I have a 20-minute conversation with you to talk about this program and figure out if I would like to do it? You'd probably like, oh my gosh, absolutely.
It's funny that you say that because I've had at least 5 people reach out to me and I've talked to them about applying to the program.
So did that process bother you at all, or were you?
Not at all.
So this is the thing. People in the industry are often feel the same way, especially if you're a student and you're looking to find your path.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, they're happy to take the time out of their day to have a quick conversation with you, just to share guidance and give some insight into the industry and answer your questions. And also, like, to be honest, I love to chat. Like, I would so much rather have a 30-minute coffee chat with someone who's asking interesting questions than another work meeting. So I think it can be kind of fun. As much as it feels like you're asking them to do you a favor. I think it's not as big of a favor as we think.
And also it's like giving them the opportunity to pass on their knowledge, which I'm sure that sometimes people never get the opportunity to do. So it's good in a way to be like, oh yeah, please pass down knowledge, pay it forward sort of mindset, which I love embodying too. But we've spoken about your family and your career. So now in terms of your health journey, tell us about your experience with varsity and fitness and how that's been like for you.
It's been a journey for sure. I know we've had some conversations about it. I feel like I would say there's been a lot of ups and downs. My varsity and athletic performance, in a sense, was not necessarily as big of a success as I was hoping. Had a little bit of like health problems in high school that kind of bled into injuries and things. And then I redshirted a year and then COVID hit. And it felt like there was kind of like barrier after barrier. However, I've taken time to reflect on the experience itself. And at the time, whereas it felt like there was another obstacle. Looking back, I've learned a lot from that journey and also about like resilience and toughness in a sense of like being able to pick yourself up off the ground and just keep going, but also realizing that a lot about athletics isn't about just necessarily success. It's about like your teammates, your memories, the challenges, the tribulations, and even if you win or you don't win, as much as winning is really fun, especially big wins. A lot of it is about like the lessons you learn and the people you meet along the way, which sounds cheesy, but I think it's true. And then in the last couple years, I've have taken time to do like that reflection and look at it from a positive lens, but also like form a healthier relationship with fitness and exercise. Because I know we've had some conversations where there was a couple years there where I was not in a necessarily a healthy place. I think I took things to a little bit of extremes.
It does happen. It does happen.
Also, especially in like competitive environments. And also like, I think type A people who like to succeed, you push yourself.
Overdo it sometimes.
You push yourself. Also, especially in the sport, where it's a lot about individual performance.
Yes.
There's a lot of like pressure, but also, just like self-drive and self-motivation. But since then, in the last couple of years, I feel like I've kind of tried to flip the script and form like a pretty good, healthy balance and relationship to all of that, which has been something that's been really rewarding. And I'm proud of the way I've been able to change my outlook on things.
Yeah. And if it's one quality I would define you by, I think it's by your resilience. At least hearing about everything that you've been through fitness-wise in life, I think it takes a special kind of person to constantly try and pick themselves up and keep going forward.
Thanks.
So I do hope that you're proud of yourself.
Thank you.
You've been through so much and battled so much, and you're awesome and you're doing great.
Thank you. I think it's a balance, but it's good now. And thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. So, on to a more fun segment, Control Hot Take. Do you think that UX UI companies are actually open to taking user feedback? And can you possibly name one that has really bad UI?
Okay,
It's notoriously
actually,
known.
my first thought is not notoriously bad, it's notoriously good.
Okay.
Because I've noticed, one thing we've learned throughout this program in UX, UI, like courses and design principles and heuristics is, well, first of all, the actual rules behind everything, but also good design is something you don't notice. You notice the bad designs. When designs don't work and designs are annoying and things, that's when you notice it and you're like, oh my gosh, I hate this website. I hate this app. This is so slow. Yeah. When things work well for you and you know how to find everything, things load, it's easy, it's smooth, you don't notice it, which is actually, that's good design. That's what you want.
Yeah.
However, obviously there's a lot of bad websites I can think of and things that are annoying. But one company that I actually think does really, really well at this is Wealthsimple. Also, I'm a big fan and super user, so I'll praise them to the end of the day.
I absolutely love Wealthsimple.
I think they're great. But a couple years ago, they released a new function, and they had basically on your homepage, you have all your investments.
Yes.
But they released a different tab which had your cash tab.
Yes.
And there was never a page or a place where you got to see your investments and your cash tab added together. It was two separate numbers. And at the time, I remember saying to my dad, I was like, this is really, really annoying. I don't like that these are separate. I want to see the biggest number. Also, as a recent grad, I didn't have a lot of money. So I was like, I'm so excited about anything that I can accumulate, and I want to see it all, the big total together.
Yeah, let me see everything
not
that
the
I
big total, but the total that I had.
Yes.
And I remember saying oh, this is super annoying. And I got an email from them maybe a month later saying, okay, we hear you. You hate it. We're fixing it. And they're like, just give us time. And 2 months later, the issue was fixed, or not fixed, or they resolved it. And they designed a different layout that seemed to work a lot better for their users. And I remember that stood out to me because at the time I was doing research into different programs, one of which was a UI UX user design and business program. And that to me, I was like, oh my God, that is a prime example of a company who released something, listened to their users and heard, okay, this isn't working for you and we'll fix it. So I remember everything was aligning at the time. And then I found this program and it felt like the right path. So I was like, it was an aha moment. But that moment stood out to me as really great. A company that just did a really great job listening to their users, essentially.
That, I think the way we react and talk about it also, I guess for me at least, I'm kind of shocked by it. So is it safe to say that it's not common for companies to really be focused on user feedback? Because the fact that Wealthsimple did something like that and was actively listening came as a shock to us. So what do you think about how common it is?
I'm not sure. I think when you're developing a product, I know there's user testing.
Yes.
And companies usually go test different designs and gain user feedback. However, sometimes I think that stops there. And when people complain about things, and there's the CS teams, customer support teams, they receive a lot of feedback about this, and that. And I think sometimes the non-urgent issues or flows that don't work or they have holdups that are inconvenient, those aren't the number one priority as opposed to other things that are immediate and need to be fixed. And I think sometimes, UX, UI, and user feedback can get pushed to the back when it's not necessarily done right the first time.
What would you say is something that creative industry as a whole needs right now? Loaded question.
Honestly,
aside from the obvious, needs more jobs, because that means we'd both be employed at a good paying job. But
I think we need more information about AI.
Okay.
And because my
Elaborate.
immediate thought is AI is obviously a beast and coming in, and there's a lot to say about AI in the creative industry. However, if we look at it from a positive lens, there are a lot of really cool tools and things that we can use to advance our projects and advance our work. And I think, unfortunately, some jobs, yes, are going to be replaced, but I think it's now going to be the people who can use the AI tools the best are the people who are most successful. But the problem is things are being like different tools and products and softwares are being released all the time, and it's hard to keep track. But I think information about those tools and softwares, and so you know what to learn, you know what to try, you know what to do, you know how to use things, or you know what the newest thing is and how to stay ahead of the game. And then so when it comes to finding a job, instead of it being like, oh, I'm not qualified, it's like, actually, I'm pretty proficient in this new software that you really do want to use. And so you should hire me because I'm going to be the best one to run this for you or whatever it is. But I would say, more information. But that being said, there's 1,000 articles a day, and there's only so much you can try to keep track of. So I know that's a loaded question for sure. Yeah,
it is. I think I'm also personally struggling on trying to be open-minded with using AI in the process in a space where I feel like AI shouldn't even be in, and it's kind of invading like the creative space. Because
for sure,
I feel like the whole reason we have designers and artists and creative individuals is because all of the work that they produce is from their minds. The second you automate something, I feel like, and I've said this in another episode too, but I feel like it removes a lot of the authenticity and the human aspect of it. I think there's a lot of beauty between something that like a person can produce rather than something that's, learned and the process is just automated.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know. So I'm trying to find a balance because I think that AI tools can be really helpful, but I don't think they should be in creative spaces. But that's my take on things.
That's a fair point too, because also I think about a lot of projects I've done in the past where the point from point A to not point B, actually, like point like the end, it turns out it's usually like I backtrack 1,000 times, things change, you have to pivot, you screw up one thing, you have to fix something else, and then by the end your project is a lot of the time different than the way it started. And better, and also the things that you've learned along the way are better. And you come out of the experience having just learned a lot more, I guess. And so the problem with that in AI is when you give something an input and then click produce, that entire process is erased.
It's gone. Yeah. Exactly.
And also, when you bring up like people's own creativity and ideas and skills and their lens and their styles, especially AI in creative spaces doesn't do people justice.
Yes,
I think.
I agree. Okay, so now time for a more lighthearted question. But thank you for answering so thoroughly. That was a great answer.
I'm a chatter.
No, I love that about you, though.
Thanks.
Okay, so actually, I'll answer this after because I know you wanted me to.
Okay.
But if you could have one real nice house, one solid condo, and one crappy apartment in 3 different places in the world, where would you put each one?
I love this question, and I've thought about it so many times. Okay. My big mansion, sweet house, a lake in Muskoka.
Muskoka's pretty.
I would love a big, rich cottage in Muskoka. I'm very jealous of all the people who, if you want me to join and give me an invite, I'll come for the summer. So my big, nice house would be in Muskoka on the lake in the sun. My medium, solid condo, I would love to place in the Swiss Alps as a ski chalet.
Oh, that's pretty.
A little ski chalet. So I can ski all day and then at night come home, have a little glass of hot chocolate with a bonfire, not a bonfire, or a bonfire, or a fireplace in my nice condo, but basically like a ski chalet. And then my crappy little apartment, I would put maybe on the coast somewhere that's really pretty, where I'm not really inside my house at all. I'm just on the beach all day outside.
Okay. I'm trying to think about, because I could either go a really good direction with this or not. But I feel like,
I think it's fun. It's whatever. If you live your rich life.
I know.
If you won,
okay, actually,
if you won the lottery and you have 3 different properties, where are you putting them? Is essentially what this question's about.
I think I might put my crappy apartment in Monaco.
Ooh.
Because it is
yeah.
and it's also like the 2% richest people live there. So a crappy apartment in Monaco terms would be a really nice apartment.
Innovative thinking.
Yes, exactly. So I think I'll put my crappy apartment there. Where would I put my solid condo? This is a good question. Where would I like really want to? You know what? Maybe Dubai, because I was born there, but I've never been back to visit there ever since. So I feel like they have a really nice skyline. It's a very pretty city. So maybe there. And then a really nice house would be like somewhere nice to settle down, right? Where's like the safest place that I can think of? Maybe. I think I read that Switzerland, Norway, and Finland were among the safest countries and had the best education. So probably Switzerland, because they have nice chocolate.
They do.
So yeah, I'll probably put like a really nice house in Switzerland.
They're also very rich there. So I think
I've thought this through.
Yes. I think Vienna, Austria is ranked as one of the, if not the most, it might not be the most, but it's one of the the happiest places to live in the world.
I've been there actually
me as well. It was pretty
it's
sweet.
Beautiful there.
Great.
Yeah.
Had a great time.
I want to go back there again, but I didn't know that about it.
Yes.
Good to know. Okay.
It's not my fun fact. I know that from my brother. I'll give him a shout out.
Hi, Holly's family. I hope you're enjoying the episode. Okay, so now we're going to have Hannah come over and do a little bit of chaos.
I'm getting old. Okay. So, I have a quiz for you.
Oh my God.
I've heard you like hockey.
Yes.
And you guys are doing a Call of Duty thing.
Yes.
So, I have 3 hockey questions written by Emily, because I don't know hockey.
Okay.
And 3 Call of Duty questions written by me with help from the internet, because I've played Call of Duty maybe twice, 3 times. I've played Call of Duty 5 times. That's a real number.
I've played...
Oh, great. This is going to be great for you.
I think I've played 2 times in total.
Okay.
Once when I was like 13, and once in December when we locked in this project, because I was like, I need to learn how to play Call of Duty, and I played once, and that was it.
Gotcha. I didn't tell Sneesha because she can help you. You can call in Sneesha.
Okay.
What would you like first, hockey or Call of Duty?
I'll do hockey, build my confidence, hopefully, and then unless I get them wrong and it just derails me.
Okay, cool. Let me open my text with Emily. Okay, cool. Your question number 1.
Okay.
Which team won the Stanley Cup in 2000?
This is a guess. Dallas Stars, but
Wrong. The New Jersey Devils.
oh, okay. Yeah, I did not know that.
Cool. Question
Okay.
2. Who was the starting goalie in the 2010 Vancouver Winter Olympics final for Canada?
Luongo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Let's go, Canada.
And last, who were the captains, including alternate for Canada in the 4 Nations face-off?
Oh, okay. Sidney Crosby.
That's 1, yeah.
Connor McDavid.
That's 2nd.
Nathan McKinnon.
And
Oh, was he not? Oh gosh. Okay.
the last one was Cale.
No, I was going to say Cale Makar was my next guest.
Well, that's the last one. Does that
Okay.
count?
You said alternate. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Nathan McKinnon.
So you have 2 points for hockey.
Okay.
I'm now going to ask you 3 Call of Duty questions, which Sneesha can help
Okay.
for. Okay, ready? How many mainline Call of Duty games are there? So games that have Call of Duty in the title.
Oh, okay. At least 6.
Yeah, at least 6.
Well, there's Black Ops 6. Okay, so no.
Oh, no. That's not, I don't think that's what she means.
Wait.
So it would be like Black Ops, it would be Modern Warfare, and then it
so
would
there's
be...
not and many editions of each of them.
There are.
Well, yeah,
some
no,
of them.
sorry, I was going to say there's 6 Black Ops, there's at least 3 Modern Warfare.
Yes.
You'll understand why we both laughed.
Okay. Well, no, okay, so there's Black Ops,
Yeah.
there's Modern Warfare.
Wait, can you read the question? I feel like this is... Hold on. Read the question
Well, I
again.
thought
How
you meant-
many mainline Call of Duty games are there? So Call of Duty games that start with Call of Duty.
Okay. But question. Okay, so follow-up question. Is Call of Duty Black Ops, does that encompass all of them?
No.
So
Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2.
okay, so there's at least 6 was my thing of like there's at least 6 Black Ops because Black Ops 6 came out.
Yeah.
There is at least 6 Black Ops.
Yes, there's okay. So I know there's at least 3 Modern Warfares. Is
Yes.
there more or is there just 3?
I think it's just 3.
Okay, because
9.
I remember when MW3 came out and everyone
Yes.
lost their minds.
I love MW3. It's my favorite.
Zombies. Is that Black Ops?
That's a game.
It's a game mode.
Okay.
Okay, can I give her one?
Yeah.
Cold War.
Okay.
And there's another one. It's called I know this. I wrote the quiz. War something.
Do you guys want to give me a number?
Well, wait, like Warzone or no? That's
No. Is it Warzone? Okay, I guess it's called. Yeah. It's Warzone.
Okay, wait, no, that's 11.
Yeah.
How many do we think proportionally? How many do you think we're missing?
Let's go with like 15. I don't know. Go with 15.
Okay, we'll go with 15.
There's 23 Call of Duty games.
Wow. Okay.
Of all titles. I am not a Call of Duty player at all, but like COD Mobile is one of them, which is tricky. It has Call of Duty in the name, and it's part of the Call of Duty franchise.
Fine.
Huh? Anyway, I don't know the other ones. I've only played the campaign of Black Ops 3.
Okay, well, I know
That's my knowledge.
I know Black Ops, I know Modern Warfare, I know Warzone.
Yeah. You guys got a lot of the main ones. There's just way more than you think.
I could have said there was a Call of Duty app. So Call of Duty Mobile, I'm going to give us a point for that one because we could have guessed.
They started releasing in the first Call of Duty game was 2003.
Okay.
So they've been releasing for a
we
long
were quite little.
time. Okay.
Oh gosh. Okay, question 1.
In Call of Duty,
yes.
what is the objective of the gameplay mode domination?
I'm going to okay, my terms are not going to be accurate to the game, but I'm going to say it's basically taking over as much territory as possible. And I would say assets that go along with that territory as well.
I think she's right.
Good.
Yeah.
It's capture the flag. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, okay. So that, yeah.
It's essentially capture the flag. So I'll totally give that to you. The last one and the hardest, but it's kind of the hardest. I will give you a point if you can name 2 of the maps, the core 6v6 maps that are in Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
No chance. Oh, wait. Actually, wait. Wait.
You just gotta get 2.
Liberty Hill?
Not a core map.
Are they, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Are they inspired by real life events or are they just made up?
There is no way for me to tell you that. I'm so bad at history.
Okay.
Sorry?
Because otherwise, I'm going to...
Some of these I will say are like classic Call of Duty maps.
Why can't I can't remember. I don't pay attention to... I don't remember. I've played them like years ago.
Okay, like if I heard them, I would know.
Probably.
Let's try this. If you can get one. Okay, when you think of Call of Duty map, does anything come to mind?
Russia.
Cody is freaking out.
I'm trying to think of the...
This is making us look really bad for next
I know,
week.
actually.
I swear we've done a lot of
We're
research
going to cut
and
this
work.
out. This is making us look really bad.
Do you want to see the list?
Yes. Oh, I wouldn't have guessed.
I was trying to get you guys to get Nuketown.
Oh, shit. Okay.
shit.
Yeah, I would have known that.
I wouldn't have...
Okay, a lot of those
Okay,
I
no,
would
I
not
was
have
guessing
known.
cities. My bad. I forgot the maps were...
I could, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know hockey better than you know Call of Duty.
Yes. But I still only got 66%. That's a C. That's not very good.
That's okay. Hockey names are hard.
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay.
No, I didn't know who won in 2000.
It's fine. It's fine. Okay.
Okay,
Well, that was fun.
chaotic.
It was very chaotic.
The segment is named appropriately.
Yeah. I think it was named by Hannah herself, so
That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, so now on to our next segment, Deep Dive, No Edits. What are some challenges and positives about being a family-oriented person?
Oh, I think it's very, very rewarding. I think, like, taking a step back, I know, like, regardless of anything I do in my life, as long as I'm a good person, like, I know sometimes I try to be a good person.
Yeah,
but
you are.
regardless of how work goes or how this goes or how that goes, like, I know I have a really great support system and community to back me up and to support me, which has been very rewarding and allowed me to take chances on things that I think otherwise I wouldn't have been brave enough to try, because I know I have people there that have got my back. But I would say one challenge with that is it does limit your, not opportunities, but things that you might want to do, because you kind of think about your family and how that affects your relationship with them. Like, for instance, moving out west.
Yes.
I loved Vancouver, but I definitely missed my community here. And eventually I chose to move home because I missed everyone so much. And as much as it was a really, really great experience in Vancouver, loved the city, made a lot of really great, strong friends who I miss dearly and have a lot of very fond memories with. I did always feel like at some point I would come home, because to me, this felt like my home, being around my family. And when I'm trying to figure out what I want to do in my next chapter, and like I thought about like working abroad or moving abroad. I have a friend who's working and living in Europe, and she loves it. Yeah. And I know a lot of people who have done that. And something I'm interested in, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, so if I move away, then again, I'm far away again. And if I happen to start a really great career or make a new community out there, it'd be very rewarding, I'm sure. But then again, it's like, okay, then I have to leave that or be far away from part of a community. So that's one challenge, I would say. But otherwise, I would say it's very, very rewarding otherwise.
What is the hardest part about figuring yourself out?
Everything. I don't know. I think, I feel like I've always been someone who's kind of been almost not a jack of all trades, because I feel like I'm not great at everything, but I feel like I've tried a lot of really good or different things. Yeah. And not to boost my own tires, but usually succeeded because I try really hard. So in that sense, I feel like I'm good at a lot of things, but I'm a master of none. And that has kind of influenced the way I not view myself, but like figuring myself out. I'm like, okay, there's all these different options, which is a blessing and a privilege.
And also a curse.
But then it's also like, shoot, I have no idea what direction or what I really align with, because I've tried and enjoyed a lot of different types of things. Yeah. And that has made it hard, because I'm like, oh gosh, what do I want to do? And like part of I think the age and the program we're in is figuring out your career and your next steps. And like that I tie into my identity and figuring myself out. Yeah. And in that sense, I'm like, I don't necessarily know, because I could go in this direction or this direction or this direction. And so there's a lot, but I'm taking the time and trying to figure myself out and trying to pinpoint what I really align with and what really like lights me up. Because I think that's a good thing to pursue. If you think about your everyday, like try to do something that you're passionate about and you enjoy and you think you're good at. Actually, that's another thing. Build confidence in things, because I think confidence in yourself goes a long way.
I think that I've also been a person that has been good at many things and haven't been able to. That sounds like I'm boasting, but I don't mean for it to be. It's more so just that I have so many interests also that I don't know where to place myself. Totally. And I think that's why I'm trying to choose a career that lets me explore and dip into as many projects as possible. So hopefully that kind of fixes the issue of like, oh, like, do I want to go into law? I want to be a designer. I want to be, an architect. Like I have so many different hobbies and I can never choose. And my family knows the track record of me changing my career at least 5 times a school year, being like, oh, what if I do criminology? But like, no, wait, what if I do like science? Like it's completely different things that I've explored and I've been all over the place. But I think that figuring yourself out when you have so many talents and interests is difficult. So kudos to you for figuring it out along the way.
Thanks.
But speaking about also being a good person earlier, you mentioned that. What traits matter to you in the company that you keep? If you were to name your top 5.
Oh my gosh, that's a really good question. That's a unique question. I would say like honorable and like sticking to your values is one, because I find it admirable when people know what they believe in and they stick to it.
Yes, I agree.
Which I think is really great quality.
Yeah.
I also think honest. I would so much rather have someone be straight up with me and tell me how they feel or tell me what they think than beat around the bush just to not hurt my feelings. I like your friends and your family and your support system are never going to say things to you to try and hurt your feelings on purpose. If they're saying something to you that you don't like to hear, it's because they're trying to be honest with you and give you feedback or give you their opinion. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to take it. Yeah. But I would absolutely rather have someone be straight up with me than just try to be
around
nice.
the bush. Yeah.
I'd also say funny.
Comedy is important.
Yeah, my friends and family are pretty funny.
So are you.
Thanks. I try. I would say like adventurous and active.
Okay. I like that. That's you. Yeah.
My friends and family, we all play we do a lot of activities and play a lot of games and stuff, whether that be card games or like games outside or this or that. And I find I have a lot of fun when I get to spend time with all of them. So that's really great. And I'd say kind is the 5th one. I think I I do not like when people are rude or mean or don't care about others and being kind. So I would say kind is a huge thing for me as well.
This is cheesy, but I think you just described yourself. So
thanks. That's so nice.
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh, that's a good compliment. Wow. Thank you so much.
Of course. I have such a high opinion of you. I don't actually, let me tell this story. How we got to work together was because we were in the same class, interdisciplinary innovation, and she gave some sort of presentation, or you were answering a question. I don't know, but I was like, that girl is so cool. She's so well composed. She can speak really well, and she's just confident in her answer. And you had like the most thoughtful responses and answers too. And I felt like you were also, I saw that you were trying to like get out of your comfort zone and actively try. And I'm like, I want to work with her, or I want to be friends with her. I was like, that's the kind of personality I want to be around, because it's constantly challenging me to be a better person. And so I approached you and I was like, hey, what are you doing for the MRP, which is the major research project? And then she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, do you like Wealthsimple? And she was like, I like Wealthsimple. And we were both trying to get that. And then your dad ended up helping us get amazing connections. But that's how our friendship came to be. So
thank you so much. That's such a nice compliment.
Of course. I think everyone should know how awesome you are. So.
Oh my God. Thank you. That's so nice.
Of course.
It stood out to me that day because the thing is, like I said kind of earlier, I feel kind of shy in situations where like I'm not necessarily, I feel like I don't really know the environment that well. Yeah. And we had a lot of really interesting discussions in class, and some of our fellow classmates have a lot of really like crazy experiences and crazy backgrounds, and some like totally insightful comments to make in class that I've sat there mind blown, like, oh my God, I can't believe you just said that. I literally never would have thought of that in my entire life. Or like, how do you know that? Yeah. So I was kind of cautious to raise my hand because I didn't want to say something and have everyone be like, yeah, that was redundant. We all knew that.
But you were that person to me. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe she just said that. So
I remember when you came up to me and you said that, because I went home and was like,
said that too?
Well, no. You said like, you came up to me after class and you were like, hi. And I, at that point, hadn't made a ton of friends and was like, oh my gosh. And I went home and told my family and I was like, oh my gosh, this is what happened. Oh. And it meant a lot to me. So thank you very much.
That's so sweet. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad that you had it. Yeah, that's sweet. Okay.
Very wholesome.
Yeah, it was very wholesome. We're both blushing. So
wow.
Okay. So I find you a very interesting person. Okay. So what is one quote or philosophy that you try and embody or that you would try to get other people to, or like as advice?
Ooh.
Actually, wait, no. Let's stick to what you yourself try to embody.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, I would say, I kind of have two that I'm thinking of. One's like kind of like your life related, and one's like work related.
Okay, tell us both.
Okay, I'll start with the work related one. Again, this is a quote from my dad.
Okay.
He always says, win the opportunity, which,
I like that.
yes. So basically the premise behind that is sometimes opportunities come your way that you're like, I'm not sure how I feel about this. I'm not sure if I should take this. I'm not sure if I should do this job interview because I'm not sure this job is exactly what I'm looking for or whatever it is. My dad always says, win the opportunity. Because you never know, first of all, what doing that or chasing that will bring to you, but also you never know what factors will change by the time you get to make that decision. Right. So he always says, win the opportunity and then you get to make the decision. So even if you're not sure the job is perfect for you, take the interview. Let's say you get it. Let's say you're like, actually, you know what? This job isn't perfect for me. You can always turn it down. But let's say you find out someone who you want to be your mentor is working at the company.
Right.
Or pays a lot more than you thought or something, whatever the thing is. You win the opportunity and you give yourself the option to make that decision, yes or no, rather than letting someone else make that decision for you.
Wow.
So I've tried to embody that.
I'm going to try that now too. I think I'd like that a lot.
And then also I think in just like a day-to-day life type of thing, just trying to have a positive attitude and like when things come your way that you're like, this sucks, I'm not happy about it, try and like take a step back, take a breath and try to either reframe or look at it from like a positive lens of like, even if it didn't go the way you wanted it to, what did it teach you?
Yes.
Which is cheesy, but it's
no,
true.
I mean, it makes sense. Yeah. Okay. And then the life related one?
That was the life related one.
Okay.
Sorry.
My bad. No, my brain is a bit slow. Okay. No, I like that. I like that a lot. I think positive attitude is also really hard to have, especially when you're in a time, I guess I can call this, because we've had COVID and then we've had recession and it's just been nonstop. And I think especially our generation is tasked with being able to be pushed, shoved down, and then needing to pick ourselves back up. So being optimistic is something that I also personally struggle with, but I think that you do that awesome. So
thanks.
You're welcome. So
learned.
Yeah, it's a long process to learn, but I think once you have it, it doesn't go away. Like I think it's something that can be ingrained in you. So I'm practicing that, and I think my dad is also a great embodiment of that. But on to our last segment. I'm really sad to wrap this up, but alt before you go. So if there is anything that we haven't talked about that you want to bring attention to, you want to talk about it?
I don't think so. I think we've
Yay,
covered.
Okay. I did my job well again.
I think we had a great conversation. Thank you.
Cool. Of course. I just want to make space for anything that you wanted to bring up in case I didn't ask you about it.
Actually, there is something.
Go for it.
I'm going to give a shout out to Sneesha and the podcast team and the student reps, because I feel like as we've been working together for our project, I know there's been a lot of things that you've had to juggle, and we've had a great partnership. But I also know seeing everything that this team and then you guys do behind the scenes for the class, I'll give you guys a big shout out. You guys are doing a really good job, and I think
that's so sweet.
Not only like with this podcast sharing all the stories for everyone, but also advocating for everyone to make this program better. And to make our events better and our industry day a big success. I think you guys are doing a really great job.
We do our best. Honestly, I couldn't be more grateful for the reps that I have. Alicia, Hannah, and Cody, they're awesome. And they've been doing such a good job. And the podcast team, the most talented group of individuals I've ever met. So I'm very grateful for my team. And I think I wouldn't be able to do it without any of them. And also, we have an awesome partnership too. So I'm very glad that I actively pursued you to be like, hey, you're mine. Let's work together.
We've had a good project so far.
Yeah, I think it's going to turn out awesome. And I think it's really cool that you're going to have the episode before the event, and then my episode will be filmed after the event. So you'll get the before and after. And yeah.
And if there's any Call of Duty fans watching who are watching, actually, no, it'll be probably after the event.
Yeah. It will be released afterwards. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, go check out the Champs Takeover contest and attend Champs Online and go Toronto Ultra.
Yes, go Toronto Ultra. And maybe we can like clip that and put it in marketing for this week.
Yes.
But if there was a museum about you, what would the souvenirs in the gift shop be?
Oh my gosh. Okay. A cowboy hat. That's one of them.
Okay, interesting.
I love a fun hat. My outfit for going out in university was always either a fun hat or a fun pair of sunglasses. It gives you a little bit of like a confidence boost of like an alter ego, and it was a lot of fun. So I'd say a cowboy hat, some running shoes for sure, a glass of wine or a beer, perhaps. Hockey jerseys. I have a little bit of a collection. Anything to do with like a cottage.
Probably something fitness related too. I feel like motivation stickers that's like, you can do this. I feel like that would be in
books for sure too.
I love books.
I love
I'm
books.
so glad you mentioned
I'm
that.
a big reader. I love books.
You love Hunger Games.
Oh my God.
That's one thing we didn't get to talk about.
Anything Peter Millark memorabilia would be in my museum. That would be in my
Good
museum.
choice. I'm just glad you didn't say Gale because I would have
There's no choice.
thrown a fit.
That is the wrong choice.
That is that shouldn't have been an option to begin with.
Liam Hemsworth, good looking man, I will say. So I understand the hype from the movie, but if you look at the characters, not even close. Peter Millark.
He's a sweetheart. And also, he's all the 5 traits that you listed earlier.
Oh my gosh.
She was just describing herself and PETA.
Wow. Oh my God. Wow. Lots of great compliments today. Yeah, I think that would be... Oh, and hot sauce. I'm on a hot sauce kick right now.
Oh, okay. Where did you, because this is one of the questions that she put on the survey, and I kind of tricked my guests into asking us a question that I throw back at them. Where did you come up with this question?
Okay, so this question in particular I saw on social media not that long ago.
Oh, interesting.
But the reason I remembered it is because I actually have a list of questions on my phone that are like questions like this that are just like thought provoking, and because I feel like I don't know, I like asking people weird questions, and I find like there's been a lot of many times around a bonfire or you're sitting around a table playing cards or whatever, and you just stir up a fun conversation and you want to just ask people some random things. So I have a list on my phone of like 67 questions, I think it is now, of like random questions to ask people. So on your preparing for this podcast, when you said if there's one question you want to ask us, I was like, this is my moment to shine. And I looked through my list of questions and I had to narrow it down to 2. That's why I submitted 2.
That's awesome.
But that one I will say I found on social media not that long ago. But I do love a fun question. So
you need to share those with me because that would have been great conversation starters for all the coffee chats that we have to do.
Right.
That's amazing. This is such a cool question. I feel like I'd have some crazy answers.
What would be in your museum?
Okay, puppies. Everything related to puppies, for sure. And I would say music related things. I have like a treble clef ring. I feel like I'd have music related jewelry. I love jewelry. Someone was really excited outside and just had a big yell.
They want the music jewelry.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what else I would. Oh, coffee. Anything coffee related. Functioning on coffee.
Oh, I just remembered 2 more. I would also add coffee to my and peanut butter.
Okay. So, yeah, peanut butter is good.
Yeah.
This is a hard question. Oh, F1. I don't know why I was F1 related stuff.
Ferrari jackets.
Yeah, exactly. Just the entirety of F1 in my gift store. What else would I want? Probably something like positive, just because I feel like I try to support all my friends. So maybe like little happy, I don't know.
That's cute.
Just like maybe like puppy shaped like fortune cookies that just have like nice messages for people that come in.
That's cute.
Just to like have a little like nice message. I don't know. But I feel like I would have more. I'm just not thinking about it because I wasn't prepared to answer this question. Oh, anything blue. I love the color blue. Oh, and books. Wait, I actually have lots of answers. Fantasy books. Lots of
For sure. Everything on your Goodreads list.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. I actually had a lot more for to answer that question. Oh, that's cute actually. Yeah. Ctrl+Alt+Narrate little signs. But yeah. Okay, so what is, back to you, what's one risk that you haven't taken yet but want to? Because I know you've been on some crazy adventures.
Like adrenaline rush
Anything.
risk?
Anything. It could be like career-wise, could be getting a pet, could be whatever.
My first thing that comes to my mind is skydiving.
I knew you were going to say that. You're not afraid of heights?
No, I low-key am a little bit, but like I think I'm not, and then I get up there and I'm like, whoa, that is high. But I think it would be, I have a friend who did it and she said it was like the coolest thing she's ever done in her life.
Do you get like the stomach flip
yeah.
drop? Oh, you do feel it.
So yeah, I don't like it.
Me too.
So part of me's like, maybe that's not a great answer.
Something that you, well, the question is what you'd want to. So technically you answered it, but if it's something that you actually see yourself doing?
A risk, I'm trying to think of it, anything like career-wise. I feel like my career hasn't started. I mean, I feel like starting your own company or like creating a startup would be really, really cool.
That would be really cool. Like a health fitness startup too.
But something I haven't, like, I have to come up with the idea first, I guess.
Yeah.
Something I really believe in. But yeah, I'll go with skydiving. That's
I
a
like
good
it.
answer.
Okay, I like it. What is one piece of advice you'd have given to your younger self or someone who has been through similar struggles that you have?
Take a breath. I was a very, very nervous and anxious kid. And like when I look back in high school, I was working so hard, and like I'll give it to my like 14, 15-year-old self. Yeah. She crushed it. She did a lot. But I would say like, I would tell her like 10 years ago, take a breath, like take a step back. It's going to be okay. You don't have to be freaking out about everything. My anxiety levels were just way too high for everything. And I wouldn't say like, I don't regret anything because everything led me to here. And I think that's it's been a great path, but I would say like, oh my gosh, yeah. Take a chill pill, relax, take a breath, enjoy. And like also enjoy what's going on because time flies. Yeah. Also, and things happen, like COVID happened. No one expected that. Like you never know. So just take a breath and enjoy the moment. Also, yeah, that's good. Yeah.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say also like in the perfectionist sense, something I've also dealt with, I find, and not to advocate for doing less, because I do think you should work hard. However, the last 10%, if you ease up 10%, I've noticed a lot of the time you do exactly the same as you would before. Like the perfectionist, I find like you spend so much time at the very end trying to get to that, like whatever perfect is. Yeah. If you take a step back a little bit, be like, actually, you know what, this achieved everything I'm looking for in what my goals were for this project. A lot of the time, the outcome is the same as what it would have been if you spent all the last little bit to get to the perfect. However, that being said, not to advocate for not working hard. You should, like, sometimes you do need to put in 110%. But a lot of the time, if you take a breather and you're like, you know what, I think this is it. A lot of the time, it's still pretty perfect, even if you might not think it is in that sense. That's something I've had to learn.
Did you get this from your dad?
No.
Did you get it from yourself?
Yeah, just something I've noticed where I'm like, I don't have time to do the last like
10%.
And then everything works out okay.
Yeah. He should be very proud of you.
Thanks.
I think you are like the embodiment of wiseness. So
wow. Oh my gosh. So many great compliments.
It's like
thank you so much. It's so nice.
Of course. It's been a pleasure having you on the podcast, and also working with you has been so insightful. I've learned so much from you, and you've also been a mentor to me because you've had a lot more experience in the field than I have, and I've gotten a good chance to.
Not that much.
Enough to in comparison to me, because I think your undergrad was also more related to what we're doing now more than like psychology, I guess. I don't know. I think we're still using it, but I don't know. I think I just have like this weird thing with my undergrad, maybe. I don't know. But I have learned so much from you, and I think you've been a great mentor and a great friend.
Thanks.
So I'm so glad that I got to thank you. I don't think I've taken up the mentor position in our partnership, but I think that's all you.
I've learned a lot from you as well, though. So I think we have a really good. We have a good team, good project.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I think
I know,
it'll be good.
Me too. I'm really excited. So hopefully you'll hear good things on my episode from how it went.
Yes.
But I'm so glad that everyone got to hear how an amazing person that you are. To our audience, I appreciate your time and support. Thank you so much for listening in, and I hope to see you on our next episode.